Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back. Today we are going to take a look at the OCG. We have a new meta game report. Then we'll also take a look at some tournaments. It's always interesting taking a look at the OCG, as this is basically the format that will in some form or the other come to us in a few months. So they are a few months ahead. As you can see right here, we have Fire King at the first place, most represented in tournaments in this time period. Then Rescue is branded, and the interesting thing is that Labyrinth is no longer on here. On the last meta report we had Labyrinth there, now it is gone. I don't know why. I don't think like something changed with the deck. You can see there were no big releases here. On top you can always see the releases. By the way, we are on Road of the King if you don't know what this website is at all, so want to check it out. So they're always showing what has released, so you can get a feel for what impact some different things had. So we have the Fire King with Rescue Ace, we have Branded, and then Silence Force, which is also a new archetype coming to us in Phantom Nightmare. Then you can see we have also stuff like Centurion or pure Snake Eye deck, which obviously the Snake Eye package is also in Fire King and also in Rescue Ace. So we had Rescue Ace on top, now Fire King is taking over, but you could say the fire dominance, the year of the fire is still in full progress. But let's look at some deck lists, let's see what is happening here. We have Fire King, obviously, and you can see they have started playing Pit Knight early, because obviously you can revive your Pit Knight early. If you get it away from the field, then you can revive it at the end, and they just place it, for example, in a zone that points to the Flamberge Dragon. If you don't know, the big Flamberge Dragon is able to basically set one card in the trap and spell zone. So what you can do here in this combo is to take your own IP Masquerena that you have used on the field for link summoning, and then you can set her in your spell and trap zone, and then on your opponent's turn you are able to use the Flamberge Dragon to summon her out, quick effect, from the spell and trap zone into your main monster zone, and then you can obviously use it, for example, for the SP Little Knight. They have the Promethean Princess here, which we in Master Duel already also have, so that's why, and that's also a video I'm going to make in the next few days, the fire dominance, especially with Rescue Ace here, might come early for us in Master Duel, because we already have the Promethean Princess in a game, which is definitely very important. But as you can see here, we have the Fire King core, and they are playing also Snake Eye cards. This is the new card, a Populous, that has released like a few weeks ago, and this is basically the card you want to search with your Bonfire, which is able, this is a Pyro search card, but you also want to search it with your Snake Eye Ash, which is also able to just search this guy, the Populous, and if Populous then get searched, it can be special summoned, not if it gets drawn, but if it gets searched or added to the hand. So that's why you're not playing 3 of these. Normally they were only playing 1 of these, but now we are playing 2. And then you can go for your Snake Eye, original Snake Eye, and then in the combo with your Ponyx and the Island, and so on. So Fire King is still the strongest deck in the room. It's just that fire decks have gotten so much support recently, and that is also why Rescue Ace is still the number 2 spot, even though they had this really hard hit of Airlifter to 2, which obviously is not really a hard hit. It's basically meaningless, you could say. You can see they're also playing the Promethean Princess here, which is just great for fire decks, and they're also playing double SP Little Knight. So if you want to build this deck in real life, be ready for some heavy investment. One interesting thing that you can see also on this list is that Fire King most recently has started to only play 2 Wanteds. That's why I also, when I bought this deck in real life, only bought 2 Wanteds, because I was like, okay, sooner or later, now in the TCG it's nicer to have 3, but sooner or later you will only play 2. So that's why I went for 2, because these things are like 80 euros or $80, whatever you want to whatever perspective you want to take. But yeah, we have Rescue Ace here at the second place. Nothing too special. We have played with the Diabellstar engine before, and then obviously the Snake Eye engine got added together with the Pyro search card. So same thing as with the Fire King structure deck, the Fire King deck, obviously. Here in the extra deck, nothing too special. And yeah, we have Branded, which is interesting because as in Master Duel, they only have the Branded Fusion at 1. They have Grass at 2. So this is a 60 card Branded list. And we can take a look at this again, but you can see Branded 7.8% represented, or also 14 Branded, 8 Grass variants. So crazy. Very, very interesting that Branded is still here, and it's pure Branded, right? Branded Chimera never really came up or never really made a big impact in the OCG. It was always the pure branded list, which this definitely looks like a list you could also find in Master Duel, and there are not really any cards that we at the moment do not currently have. As you can see right here, we have everything here, and there might just be some restrictions. For example, we have more than one Lubellion, or we only have 2 Alubas here. But other than that, really fun, really interesting that branded, especially this old branded variant without any new cards, is still here. And obviously, if in the OCG you want to invest in a cheaper deck, you don't have a SP Little Knight in here because you can't really make her here. So this might also be a very cheap list, very interesting. Then we have the Silence Force, which honestly I don't know a lot about, but we have these new additions here, which are the Silence Force ritual monsters. Gotta be honest, not quite sure how this deck plays. What as Pendulum Dragon is a light range monster that could be searched out with Saphira. So we are going for what could the end board look like. Yeah, it does not look like we are building a big end board here if I look at the extra deck here, because those are mostly reactive tools, obviously with Dynamondo, which a lot of people have recently used also in the Ritual Festival. But yeah, I think the main negations come through the Silence Force main deck monsters, and these are the most represented decks at this meta game breakdown. And then, as I already said, we have also stuff like Runic still in the game, Snake Eyes Centurion, and the interesting thing is that in a few days, on the 24th, so on Christmas, the OCG is getting its new ban list, so very, very interesting seeing what will happen there. And then we can also take a look at some of the tournaments. I only opened some of them that have recently happened here, and we can also see here a Labyrinth, so they have this Blackluster Soldier tournaments, Normal Monster, but it's called Normal Monster, but you can play like every deck. You don't only need to play normal monsters. This was first thought when I saw this. But you can see the same representation here, Fire King, Rescue Ace, and then we have a Labyrinth here, and there is no branded Despia basically, so Labyrinth back on top, 10 normal Labyrinth, 1 Unchained Labyrinth, and yeah, you can see Fire King. You can see the Fire King is definitely the dominant force as of this moment. We can see a different lists here, nothing too special when it comes to this one, though they are playing a Ghost spell, and you can also see we are only playing 2 Wanteds and only 2 Bonfires, which obviously makes the deck less consistent. But with this now, the Snake Eye Ash also being a 1-card combo because it can search the Populars, obviously the deck is just way more consistent. So it's not the worst thing for the deck to only play 2 Bonfires or 2 Wonders. This is a cheap version that you could, if you play the TCG, also go for. Other than that, we have this new tech here, the Raging Phoenix together with the World Sea Dragon Sea Atlantis, which basically is an OTK that you can do where you can revive your Promethean Princess and your Raging Phoenix together with Sea Atlantis and then kill your opponent for, I think it was like 11,400 damage. They described this thing in the last metagame breakdown. We have the second place list here, which plays double Flambird Dragon. Flambird Dragon is definitely amazing. You can use the Ash here, send another card, and then special summon the Flambird Dragon. As you can see, oh, it's Snake Eye, by the way. I was just under the impression it's just Fire King, but it's Snake Eye. Obviously, they are playing 2 of these. You can use this if it goes to the grave to resummon 2 level 1s, and obviously all your little Snake Eyes here. You can see we are also playing all the other Snake Eyes can then be special summoned by this. So this is definitely a deck that can make use of a lot of materials, like monster materials, to go into big link plays, like for example the Appaloosa, or cards like the Decode Talker Heatstone together with the Appaloosa. Snake Eye definitely the pure Snake Eye version that is coming more to the forefront of the metagame. Then we have Pearly, which interesting, this is still around. They have 2 Delicious, 1 Sleepy. I think this is what also will happen in the TCG, because then you can just search and get one of the cats that you need basically. Then we have another Snake Eye Fire King with a big Snake Eye package here, triple the normal summon, which makes sense. And they are also playing triple Wanted, triple Bonfire. So yeah, different lists with different prioritizations. And then we have a Runic Stun deck. Oh god, they are playing this also in here. It's Inspector Border. Who hates to see this card? This is such an annoying card, the Inspector Border that is. They think they do not play the duality stuff, but there is this. Isn't this monster that Joshua Schmidt just used, that if you have the same amount of hand cards you can then not activate effects? Let me know in the comments. I think it's another one, it's not this one here, but yeah, Runic Stun, I'm not sure. I played this deck also, and it was just not fun to play, and obviously it's not fun for your opponent, so not quite sure. We have Silence Force here once again, And then we have the Rescue Ace Diabellstar, a 60 card list, very, very interesting here, deciding to put a lot of Snake Eye stuff in here, as you can see. Interesting list here, definitely different from other ones we have seen. Another Runic Stun variant, and we have also seen this on the metagame report here. Runic has a big part of the pie chart, you could say. And once again, we can see triple wanted, triple bonfire, triple normal summon. So this is definitely a very consistent version, as we have basically it's 9 1-card starters, basically. Yeah, you have the Ponixes as well. So 11, 12, you have your Diabellstar, you have 12 to 13 1-card starters, which obviously is insane, makes the deck very consistent. Then we have another Rescue Ace list here, and the Labyrinth list with a card that we are also getting in the TCG in January, the Transaction Rollback, which is able to copy your opponent's traps and then your own in the grave. Super, super strong. And then we have the new Infernoid stuff, which that I definitely do not know anything about. Let me know in the comments if you do and know what this deck wants to achieve here. But yeah, then we have another, we just will quickly go over this. You can see a lot of Fire King here once again. First place, another Purely list, very interesting. And then we can see Fire King here, Rescue Ace, Ice Barrier, which also has gotten a new support. Very interesting that this archetype finally is able to do something in the meta game. And then we can see more Fire King stuff here with a triple wanted. We can also check the ratios up here. They also play triple wanted, triple bonfire. So OCG right now is going for a good consistency. We have Infernoble and Knights together with Mikanko, same thing as we have in the TCG. Another Purely, so the deck is still here. And then we have another Snake Eye Fire King with triple wanted, triple bonfire, 2 wanted, 3 bonfire, and then we have another one where we also only have one list, I think, the winning a Snake Eye Fire King list with basically all the consistency stuff. And then you can see here with the CCT Chengdu 223 tour, we have the first 4 places being Fire King, which, okay, the deck is definitely on the domination path right now. You can see a lot more Snake Eye stuff in here once again, and then we can see 2 wanted, 3 bonfire, and we have just the first 4 places Fire King. So this is what we are going to have to expect in the TCG, also all the Fire King stuff. And then once again a Purely is very interesting. Not quite sure what this trap is. If you know, let me know in the comments what this interesting looking trap does. I have seen this sometime, but I don't know what it is. And if it's a 2-off in Purely, it has to do something very impactful for this deck. So let me know if you know what this is and what this does in the comments, guys. But yeah, we are definitely steering into this fire domination meta in the TCG, and then later on obviously in Master Duel as well. This is it for this week's OCG meta report look over. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. Thanks for being here. If you like my channel, please consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up and the notification bell, and we will see each other in the next one.